I was going through some old photos the other day, and I realized that every girl I've ever dated has had glasses. So I guess that means I'm at my most handsome when I'm blurry. Now when someone takes my photo, I'm like, hey, can you shake the camera a little bit? That's my money shot. I actually got a really bad haircut not too long ago, so I just started telling people I'm a painter. Like I'm just so artsy and you don't understand my hairstyle. But of course people started asking about it, like, hey, where can I check out your artwork? You got a website? I'm like, listen man, I paint houses and my hair is shit, okay? But careful what you lie about, I gotta paint a house next weekend. $200, carton of cigs, really shouldn't complain, you know? I do have a job, I work at a cafe, I really enjoy it until we get customers. I just 2 guys along the other day, I couldn't believe how loud they were saying this with people everywhere. This guy said to his friend, hey man, did you end up hooking up with that girl the other night? No man, I didn't bother. She wanted me to wear a condom. I don't care who she hooks up with, not gonna be me. I was like, oh, don't care? Want to text her my number? I'll wear 3 condoms, I don't give a shit. Put a helmet on, throw on some oven mitts, whatever makes you happy and safe, you know? I'm trying to be one of the good ones. Then I thought to myself, is this guy actually an asshole? Or does he just really want to start a family? He's an asshole who really wants to start a family. I'm just messing around. I am in a long-term relationship. Make some noise if you're in a long-term relationship. Oh, some enthusiasm. Fantastic. Things are going great, but I keep finding myself thinking things like, man, $3,000 would really help this relationship right now. Not that it's bad or needs fixing or anything, but $3,000 would give it some juice, you know what I mean? Go buy some shoes at College Spring, be like, hey, you want to go for dinner and somewhere else for dessert? Well, let's get separate cabs home. What do you say? Let's have a race. I really want to win $3,000 and just not tell her and just be really on the ball for a month. I'm in a lot of comedy competition, guys. I'm waiting for the day, man. But besides talking trash, I do have one talent I pride myself in. Every once in a while, I have a real knack for bringing couples together. Like sometimes I'll be walking home late at night, and there'll be a couple on the other side of the street, cursing and yelling at each other. And so I start cursing and yelling at them. And they usually turn into a pretty good team after that. Thanks to me. I had a strange woman on the street last week. I thought I saw a guy I went to university with. It was not him. So I just looked at a total stranger and went, hey, Michael? And he went, hey, no, Jacob. And I was like, sorry, man, I thought you were somebody else. And it actually wasn't awkward at all. It was a smooth transition. And I was just thinking about that phrase afterwards, and I was like, hey, that's got to be the easiest way to break up with somebody. Sorry, I thought you were somebody else. Just try to give advice tonight, guys. Keep it in mind. I was on the bus the other night. I wasn't actually going anywhere. I just paid $2.50 so I can eavesdrop on people to write jokes. These 2 guys in front of me talking about being polyamorous. And if you guys don't know what that refers to, the word polyamorous means that you really like using the word polyamorous. I said that to my friend the other night. He was like, no, man, you're way off. Being polyamorous means that you're free. You can be with whoever you want, whenever you want, no matter if you're in a relationship or not. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I thought that was called hard liquor. When you're wrong, I guess. I'm really trying to be a better guy these days. I learned a very valuable lesson recently. This was really awkward. I learned that if you sleep with your best friend's girl, at some point you feel guilty, you might want to confess. On the other hand, if you only dreamed that you did, maybe just keep that shit to yourself. Definitely learned that one the hard way, guys. I try to be a positive guy. I'm a big fan of goth people. How do you guys feel? Yay or nay on goth people? Alright, yeah. I'm a big fan of goth people because I grew up in the 90s. And like goth was really big then, not so big now. So now when I see a goth person, it brings me back to my youth. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and that's not what goth people are going for at all. I feel like what goth people are going for is like somewhere between a vampire and the lady who sells makeup at Shoppers Drug Mart. That's the coolest monster and definitely the coolest job at Shoppers Drug Mart. I support them 100%. I've been thinking about vampires lately. I wonder what I find more scary about vampires. The fact that they sleep in a coffin, Or the fact that they wear their regular clothes when they sleep in a coffin. Or do vampires have like black pants, button-up shirt, and cape that are super comfy for nighttime? I wrote that joke just so I could go super comfy for nighttime. And it's starting to make me want vampire pajamas, you know? Because then think about it. If you get an intruder, and then you come down the stairs, 3 a.m., already dressed as a vampire. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're gonna do after that, guys. Press play on the Monster Mash and shit yourself. I don't know, guys. Make a party out of it. I don't know. Last weekend was a big party weekend for me. I did the alcoholic hat trick on Saturday. I went to the liquor store 3 times that day. Same liquor store every time? Hell no, I know how to hide some shame, you know? I even did costume changes for each liquor store. Well, the second time I just forgot my hat, so that wasn't really... Third time I was a mermaid. It was a fucking good night, guys. I was home by 10, safe and sound, fucking hammered. I think I'm a better drinker than I used to be. I used to think I was a drinker, but now I feel like I'm basically a beer drinker. Like, is anybody drinking straight hard liquor tonight? One person? Yeah. If you're drinking straight hard liquor, I don't think you would go, woo. That seems weird. Just drinking like straight liquor just seems creepy and weird to me now. Like, it doesn't say party to me, it makes me think, man, drinking alone. In a room in his house he calls his study. And he's got to have some staunchy ass name like Walter or Gordon or Winthrop. I think I just made up Winthrop there, guys. Oh man, I got a big party I'm supposed to go to next weekend, but I know I'm going to be pretty broke. So I'm thinking about getting a Colt 45. But I want someone who's 19 to buy it for me. It's just a little embarrassing buying a Colt 45 at the age of 35. If a teenager has a Colt 45, it kind of says, hell yeah, I don't give a damn. 35-year-old has a Colt 45, it kind of says, hell yeah, it's going to be a good night in the basement. But the weird thing is that I actually enjoy drinking Colt 45. Most people like a beer for the taste. I like a beer if I can take one sip and go, ah yeah, that takes me back to drinking in the woods. Why would you want to go to a bar? You're never going to see a deer or a rabbit. Oh, the good old days, drinking with the animals. I do like to do fancy things, but sometimes I'm kind of antisocial. Like the other night, I hosted this wine tasting at my apartment. Didn't invite anybody. By wine tasting, I mean I had a 4-liter Carlo Rossi just out the bottle. By hosting, I mean I was just standing in my front window with a flashlight under my chin. Best birthday ever. I'm not trying to brag, people. My friend posted a really cool video to Facebook the other day that was an interview with this neuroscientist who was talking all about drugs. And he said that the ADHD drug Adderall is basically one chemical away from being methamphetamine. I'm kind of curious to try them both now. Adderall and meth. I imagine I'll be very focused on losing my job. But hey, no job on drugs. I'm going to host a lot of wine tastings. I mean, I'm talking about drugs, where my weed smokers at? Oh, more enthusiasm for weed than hard liquor. I like you guys, beautiful. I'm very happy that weed has been legal for a while now, but it's making me worry how legal weed is affecting the tinfoil and Ziploc industries. Gotta stay mindful in this economy, you know? I'm pretty casual when it comes to smoking weed. I never really care like what kind of weed I'm smoking. Until a few weeks ago, I went to the cannabis store, and the guy behind the counter was like, hey, would you like indica or sativa? I was like, oh, to tell you the truth, man, I just don't really know the difference. And he said, well, indica is more chill on the couch, put some tunes on, grab some snacks, while sativa is more sharp, focused, and aware. I'm like, oh, that sounds exciting, let me try some of that. But I smoked sativa, didn't feel high. Smoked this stuff for 2 weeks, didn't feel a thing. And then I realized, oh yeah, sharp, focused, and aware, that's just not being high. I'm pretty sure I spent $50 to just not get high. That's also got to be the worst way to describe a drug to someone. Yeah, it's the drug that just makes everything stay the same. Take a walk on the wild side. I remember when I got to university, everybody who smoked weed loved Pink Floyd. And every weekend, there'd be one guy saying, you know what we should do, everybody? We should rent The Wizard of Oz. You guys know that you can take the Wizard of Oz and turn the sound down and put on Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon and they'll sync up for 43 minutes? Then after that, you just have the last 55 minutes of the movie with no fucking sound. Put on whatever record you like, they're probably not going to sync up. See guys, what I realized syncs up even better than that is if you turn the volume down on Pink Floyd, then you turn the volume up on the movie. Syncs up perfectly, whole way through, no reason to mess with it, guys. A lot of people say that smoking weed is better than drinking because you're a lot less likely to get sick or punch somebody in the face. I think smoking weed might be better than drinking because you're a lot less likely to do karaoke. I've never been hanging out with somebody smoking weed and say something to me like, you know what I'm going to do, Martin? I'm going to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. I can't carry a tune in a paper bag, so I might as well do the longest song. Okay, serious question. You guys ever wonder if a mountain goat is actually a mountain goat? Or just a regular goat that likes to get away from it all? Farm life is boring. Fuck it, I'll take my chances on the cliffs. If I fall to my death, at least I won't fall in a gated community, man. And the thoughts of a farm goat working through some issues, guys, aren't we all? Issue I'm having lately is wasting way too much time on social media. It's probably something we all do in 2019. I waste way too much time on Twitter. My favorite thing about Twitter is just reading people's bios. Because so many people take themselves way too seriously. I had this guy follow me the other day, guy from Halifax. No idea who he is, 35 followers, I'm not judging. So his profile picture is just a close-up of his smug face. And the bio read, photographer, artist, travel enthusiast. I feel like that just means that he takes selfies, feels unappreciated, and wants to move away. But I kind of crave attention, so that guy now has 36 followers. Gotta do what you gotta do, guys. I love doing shows, I love going out, I love going to see bands and stuff like that, but I think as I get older, my favorite part of a night out is just getting a slice of pizza on the way home.